In July, at the USPA conference in Chicago, many of us discussed the upcoming solar eclipse. I had already made plans to be in an area to experience a total eclipse. It was a ways away from our home. Our USPA president suggested that we carry out a project during the eclipse. I thought about this, and Little Farm has always maintained a strong interest in flower and environmental essences over the years. But I was mostly interested in the shadow. I really wanted to see and feel what the shadow was about. And that means that when the moon covered the sun, there was a shadow, and it was about 70 miles wide. Here's a picture of that shadow and the path it took over over the United States. And this is where we were in Driggs, Idaho. It was a very special moment in time. We were there on Monday, the 21st of August, 2017, and at 11:33 a.m. in the morning, just about noon, the sky darkened and the temperature dropped, and I took a camera selfie of myself. If you look carefully at the moon, you'll see that in the middle there's a dark area. My camera wasn't designed to take pictures, and so it doesn't look like it looked visually, but we did not need to wear our filter glasses. It was dark and the sun was completely covered for about 2 minutes, a little bit over 2 minutes. Everybody was looking. Every person was looking. It was an incredible experience. It was very quiet. And out of this, 2 weeks before, the USPA conference, 2 weeks after the USPA conference in Chicago, Daniel Taylor and John Reed visited Little Farm Research. It was about a week before we went to the eclipse. Daniel shared some research with me from England on flower remedies. He gave me a sheet of flower remedies and environmental remedies, and it included a set of essences of the moon that seemed important to me at the time. There were English tunings included with the remedies, and he thought that it would be a good idea for me to test them at the farm. So this was one of my thoughts when we went up to Driggs, Idaho. And before and after the eclipse, I could not get these essences off my mind. I kept seeing a set of cards that could be used for this deep healing. And so here are the moon essence cards. This is the back and the front. The cards are linked to the essence through the tuning and also by the image. They seem to work on deep, often resistant, and hidden past issues. They're the hard to get at blockages that bother us and keep us from progressing. We can use them to access our own past issues, and we can use them as a proxy for ancestors and loved ones who have passed on. They can be used for past life experiences that we feel we've been through also. Again, the back gives you some idea on moon dusk, especially this moon dusk addresses the pain carried through into the present time of the loss of the golden years and perhaps not making the most of them. It is for past life regret and underachievement. So that information is carried on the card. Okay, this is a set of of the Moon Essence cards. I put a brief listing of the essence and its tuning and the key words on the front and on this back card here, so that you could douse this as a list for what is needed. And these are the two that I've added to the 14. Little bit of review on this. You saw the Moon Dusk one. This card is for missed opportunities and regrets, and I've found it a lot of times needed by the people I've been working with, especially those who've passed on. And I've also found it in myself, carried it, or when I've worked with an individual, that pattern might be part of the reason they can't get on with things, is they're stuck because they have regrets about a missed opportunity. The ones that I created were created at the time of the eclipse, and I scanned English rates for them, so they would fit in well with this set. Moon eclipsing has to do with betrayal, and that empty spot that's left, especially, that's what pause means, that empty spot that's left in your being when betrayal occurs. And it's very hard to get past that and move into trusting relationships. So here is the tuning, and this is actually a picture of the eclipse of 2017. There's more information about it on the back. And then Moon Corona is for hidden, secret things. And here's the tuning for it, the English tuning, so you can use that on your instrument, or you can use that tuning to link with this particular concept or idea, whether you use an essence or whatever. But this is the moon, and this is the corona, which is the light around the moon. So there's more about it on the back. There's a couple others that are fairly significant. Moon cloud is one that is especially good for releasing patterns of poverty that were created by poverty and financial distress, and people just can't seem to get on with it. Moon star is one for depression, and especially inherited depression. Moon halo has to do with pride and arrogance in your family line, or that issue that just seems to bug you to death. This is a good one for helping to bring that up, and then you can clear it. And another one that comes up a lot is this moon burn, which is right here. And it has to do with loneliness and feeling separate. And a lot of people go through this at periods of time in their life. And it can be passed down as a miasm or an inherited situation. So there's one other one that I would like to talk about, and that is, I've used it recently. It's the Moon Water card. It's for bereavement or a lost child. And it's a very good card for helping you to get past that sadness that always comes when someone passes on, and particularly a child that you didn't even have a chance to get to know. It's also very good for helping people who've lost children in utero, and the child was born dead or died during childbirth. I've used it also mostly with women, but I've also used it. It's a pattern that you want to clear, but I've used it with men also for bereavement, their sadness, especially their feminine feeling side. Sometimes this is just the tuning that they need to clear. These patterns, you would like to see them dissipate. I don't think of them as negative patterns, but I think of them as patterns that sort of hang in there and prevent progress or progression, moving on with your life. The moon cards are available for $30 from Little Farm Research, and if you want the original environmental essences, all but those two that I added to it, are available from Aquarian Flower Remedies, and this is the website. So if this feels like something that you would like to work with and use in your personal research, let me know, and I'll be happy to send you a set.